Hello everyone, welcome to my channel as Style by Dima. So in this tutorial today I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this lovely gown I'm putting on. So I was able to achieve it using 2 yards of material. So if it sounds like what you feel like watching, please stick around. Feel free to like, comment, share and leave your positive comment. Going to be using to recreating the lovely style I showed you. Okay, now this is crepe material. To start off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my pattern paper and first of all go ahead and rule my starting point. Okay, now from there I will take my shoulder to my bust, my shoulder to my under bust, which is 13.5. Then I will take my half length, which is 16. Okay, then I'll go ahead and mark it the second time to enable me get a straight horizontal line. Then I'll come in with my ruler and connect it into horizontal lines. Now from the starting point, I'm going to take my neck depth measurement of 3 inches and the depth will be 2 inches for the front part. Okay, the width is 3 inches while the depth is 2 inches. I'll go ahead and connect it. Then from there I'll take my shoulder measurement, which is 7. Then from that 7 I'll go ahead and come down by 1 inch and connect it back to my neck measurement like so. Now from the 1 inch I came down by, I'm going to take my armhole depth, which is 7. Okay, if you don't know how to get your armhole depth, watch my previous video. All right, now from that place I'll also place it and mark my 7 that I marked on the neck to get a straight line and connect. Now having done that, I'll just go ahead and roll it out like I'm doing in the video. All right, after that, what I'm going to do is to get half of my armhole depth, which is 3.5. Then from that 3.5 I'll go in by half inch. Okay, now after that I'll come down and measure my bust divided by 4. I'll also extend my tape and take the same measurement. Mine is 825. So from there I'm going to connect that point to the marked lines. Okay, see what I'm demonstrating. Now coming in with my French curve, I'll go ahead and place it well to get a perfect curve like so. Okay, I also connect the upper part and connect it. That will give me my perfect armhole curve. Now the next thing I'll go and head to do is to mark my dart. So I'll mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2 plus half inch. My nipple is 7 plus half divided by 2, 3.5 plus half will give me 4. I'll go ahead and mark it and connect it straight. All right, I also go ahead and extend the line upward a bit. I also mark my 4 inches and connect it to the straight vertical line with my ruler. After extending it, I'll go ahead and take my dart intake. Towards the side going towards the armhole, I'll take 1.25 because I'm on the smaller side. I also go up and mark 1.25 at the underbust. Then coming over to the other side, I will mark 0.5 inch. Okay, also go up at the underbust and mark the same 0.5 inch. Now watch closely to see I'm going to curve it. Now coming to my bust line, I'm going to come down by half inch and also go up by half inch. Okay, just pay close attention, you understand. Now using my French rule, I'm going to place it well and connect it to get my princess dart. Okay, and also from the half inch that I went up, I'm going to place my ruler like so and connect it back to that 3.5 inches at the armhole depth. Just watch closely, okay, like so. Now after doing that, I'll go ahead and use my hand and curve it up. Okay, don't allow yours to be sharp. Then I will use my ruler and root down that leg and also root down the other part. Getting my curved French curve, I'm going to place my French curve on the underbust and connect the line to that half inch at the other side like so. Okay, you can see what I have. Now what I'm going to do is from this place that I placed my ruler, I'm going to come down by 1 inches rather, okay, to avoid gaping at the armhole. So I'll connect it back to that point like so. Having done that, I'm going to extend the dart line by 1 inch to avoid shortage while joining. So I'll go ahead and extend it and curve it back to the armhole like so. Just pay close attention, you see what I'm doing. I'm going to curve it back. All right, now after doing that, I'll go ahead and place my tape and take my bust measurement divided by 4. Mine gave me 8.25. All right. I'll come down also and take my under bust divided by 4. And my under bust measures 32 divided by 4 will give me 8. Then at my half length, I'm going to take my half length also divided by 4. My half length is 28 by 4 will give me 7. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is to replace my dart. So I'll go ahead and check mine gave me 175. So I'll mark my 175. Also mark it at the under bust. Okay, I went ahead and checked it again. 175. I repeated it. Now at the bust point that has no dart, I'm going to mark allowance of 2 inches there. Okay, seam allowance. Then I'll come down at my under bust and still repeat the 2 inches allowance. Then on my half length the same thing. All right, I'll come in with my ruler and connect it like so. Go ahead and connect your lines. Don't mind the shape. By the time you remove the dart and join it, everything will align. Okay, but if you still want yours to be straight, you can go ahead and roll it down like I did to mine. Okay, because I wanted the shape to be very fine. The next thing I'll go ahead and do is to work on my neckline. Okay, from my neckline like so, I'm going to place my tape and measure 1 inch. Okay, then I'll come down from the neckline. I'll come down by 4 inches. Okay, if you want yours to be deeper, you can extend it more. So I'll go ahead and use my free hand and connect it. Okay, I did not use any special device or apparatus to do that. Now after connecting it, I'll go ahead and mark 0.5 inches away from the first line I had. Okay, like so, because while stitching it in, you're going to be needing some allowance to do that. Now after that, I'll come in with my scissors and go ahead and cut out the lines carefully. Okay, if you're confused at which line to cut, please pay careful attention and follow me. All right, if you've watched to this extent, please kindly share, comment, and like. That will enable me to post more tutorials frequently. Okay, your likes and support keeps me going on this channel. Thank you very much. Okay. To cut out the neck, I'm not going to be cutting the first line but the second one. Okay, I also go ahead and cut the depth. Then at the shoulder line, please watch closely to see what I'm going to be leaving ½ inch while cutting like so. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to draft the basque side. Okay, the down part after my half length. So I'll go ahead and come down and mark my hip measurement, which is 8. Okay, on the top part, I'm going to mark my half length divided by 4. My half length measures 28 divided by 4 will give me 7. I went ahead and added allowance of 2 inches. Then I connected everything like so. Now after connecting, what I will do is from my upper part, I'm going to come down by 4 inches. Okay, that's where the basque effect will start. Okay, I'll also go ahead and roll it into a straight line. All right, now my hip measurement, that's the 4 inches I came down with. Now on my hip measurement, I'm going to mark my hip divided by 4. I'll go ahead and add 2 inches allowance. Okay, then I'll go up. Okay, what I have there is 11. Then I'll go up and connect my hip. I'll connect my hip like so. All right, now after connecting my hip, I came down by 2 inches from my hip line. All right, I marked. That's how long I want the basque effect to be. Now from that 4 inches I came down by, I'm going to slant it like so. Okay, after that, I'll come in with my scissors and carefully cut it out. All right, after that, the next thing is to mark out draft my back pattern. Okay, I've gone ahead to draw all the necessary horizontal lines. That was from my chest to my bust, my under bust, and my half length. Then from there also, what you do first is to mark out my zip allowance. So I went ahead and marked out zip allowance of 1 inch all through. Okay, like I'm doing in the picture. Then after marking it out, I'm going to come in with my ruler and rule it into a straight horizontal line. Every other measurement you'll be taking, you'll be placing your ruler, your meter rule on that marked vertical line. Okay, now from that place, from the upper part, I'm going to measure my neck. I'm going to measure 3 inches width. Then I'll come in by 1 inch. Yes, there should be difference between the front neckline and the back neckline. So from there, I'll go ahead and connect like so. Now the next thing, as usual, is to mark my shoulder of 7 inches. From there, I'll go down by 1 inch and still connect it back to the front. Just the same thing that we did at the front part. That's what we are repeating here. So I'll connect like so. Now after connecting, I'll go ahead and mark my armhole depth of 7 like we did before. Then I will also place my ruler at that place and mark the same thing I have up, that's my 7 also, and connect it into a straight vertical line using my ruler, and also go ahead and rule it out like we did in the frontal part. Now from there, I'm going to take my bust measurement of 825, then my under bust of 8, then my half length of 7. Remember, all these measurements are divided by 4. Okay, now having done that, I'll also go ahead and mark my nipple to nipple, which is 4. Remember, my nipple to nipple is 7, that's 3.5, plus half-inch allowance, that's 4. Now after doing that, at the back here, we're not going to be marking any princess darts. We'll be taking normal darts. So I'll go ahead and mark half-inch on both sides of the dart leg and connect like so to my bust point. Having done that, you'll be stitching in these darts. Hence, there is need for you to replace the dart intake. Okay, I went ahead and measured and replaced mine. So go ahead and measure your own and replace whatever it gives you. Also, after that, you'll be adding stitching allowance. Okay, but before that, let's work on the armhole curve. Now, like we did before, you go ahead and get your bust divided by 4 and make a mark there. Then placing your curve, you go ahead and curve. This is the back armhole, hence there is no need of you coming in by half-inch. Okay, you just connect like so directly. Now after doing that, what I will do is to go ahead and replace my darts, add seam allowance of 1.5 like I did in the front, all the way down. Then I'll connect. Sorry, at this point I didn't know that my camera wasn't capturing the lines. Okay, when I noticed, I adjusted it a bit. Now the next thing is to go ahead and cut it out carefully using your scissors. Okay, now we all know that the back is not straight, it's a big slant. So what I will do is, I like taking out a kind of half-inches from the down part of my half length. Then I'll connect it back to the bust. Okay, just like it that. Okay, I'm going to be cutting it out so that your zipper will relax very well at the back. Hence, after doing that, you go ahead and cut off that part using your scissors. So this is the material I'll be using to make this dress. I've gone ahead to use my pattern to cut out the material. Okay, now the places I'm pointing are places I went ahead and added half-inches all around, as you can see. Okay, now that's the front side. Now bringing in the main front part, you can see what I did. I added half-inch to that part. Now to the other part that is closed, no need of adding half-inch to it, but you can see that the upper part has a cut. Yes, that's the opening for the front part. Okay, now bringing my basque, I went ahead and used the same thing to cut out for both of them. The only difference between the back and the front is that the back basque has 1-inch zipper allowance and it is two pieces, is open. Okay, I've also gone ahead to cut out the main back pattern using my pattern paper. I noticed that it was closed, so I went ahead and used my scissors to open it up. It needs to be open, okay? You need to have two pieces of it. Now, after cutting that, bringing my basque back, I'm going to go ahead and mark my hip measurements, okay? Now, after marking my hip measurements on the back part alone, I went up by 2 inches. Now, from that 2 inches, I'm going to place my tape and take out half inches from it up. Okay, this is to remove any budging, okay, just like I did at the upper part. Normally, you're supposed to remove the budging from your bust point down to 2 inches before your hip, okay? Now, after doing that, the next thing is for you to go ahead and remove your pins and join the pieces you have together. Okay, here I've gone ahead to open the front pattern. You can see how the front pattern is looking. Okay, these small pieces of material that I cut out, I'm going to be using it to turn. It's going to serve as a facing for that open part. Hence, go ahead and cut out the pieces of this shape. Okay, then the places I'm showing you is where I'm going to stitch. I will go ahead and stitch it and come back and show you. Now, the white thing I added, actually you can, is optional. You can choose to add or not to add, but it will give it firmness to stand and not slack when worn. Okay, so it is just my tissue paper, so I added it and stitched it together. I'll go ahead and open it, cut it out. Just watch and see how I'm cutting it out. Now, after cutting it out, you go ahead and notch it so that it will relax when you turn it over. Now, after cutting it out, I'll go ahead and turn and give it a nice press. Now, you can see how beautiful and lovely it's looking, okay? Now, after that, I'm going to go ahead and join the sides to the main front part, okay? Bringing in one of my side, I'm going to join from the down using my pin all the way till the up, like so, okay? Joining with pin is actually optional. If you can sew it without joining with pin, you can go ahead and do that. Now, after joining it, I'm going to also bring in the other part and do the same thing, okay? Just like I demonstrated, follow the demonstration of the first one. Having done that, now you go ahead and carefully use half inch to stitch it. Okay, I've gone ahead to join my own. Okay, you can see how it's looking. Okay, I also went ahead and opened it up and gave it a very nice press, like so. Now, after that, I've also gone ahead to stitch my dart intake at the back part. Okay, you can see how lovely it's looking. Okay, I repeated the same thing at the other part. Having done that, now I'll go ahead and bring in the basque parts, okay, and join them individually. This is the basque part for this back pattern. Remember, the back pattern is 2 pieces, hence the basque also is 2 pieces. So I'll carefully place them and join them using half inches. Also, bringing in the front, I'll also go ahead and place the basque effect for the front. Hence, go ahead and use half inches and join all the 3 pieces together. Now, here I've already joined my, you can see how it is, and I've also ironed it. I went ahead and opened it and ironed it very well so that it will relax. Okay, also the front, you can see how lovely all of them are looking. So I'll go ahead and join the back pattern. The zipper is going to start 2 inches below the neckline, okay, 2 or 3 inches depending on what you want. So I've gone ahead to mark my 1 inches for the zipper allowance all the way from the top to the down, like so. Then I'll go ahead and come down by 2 inches like I told you. That's where my zipper is going to begin. It's not going to start at the top, then it will end somewhere maybe 2 inches before the 2 or 4 inches depending on the length of your zip before the ending of the basque. Okay, so here I've gone ahead to attach my zipper. You can see how it is. Now I will go ahead and open it. That's where the zipper starts and that's where it ends for my own. Okay, make sure that your zipper doesn't start from the beginning, from the top part, because you know you'll be attaching a kind of collar, wrapped collar. Okay, now the next thing is to go ahead and align the front shoulder and the back shoulder like so and stitch using half inch. To know the width of the material you're going to be cutting out for the gathers, go ahead and add all the whole measurement you had before. So mine is 16 plus 10, 16 for the half inches, 10 for the basque effect. Everything will give me 26. Now the full length I'm working with is 40. 40 minus 26 will give me 14. Hence I need to cut out pieces that is 14 inches wide. Okay, here I've gone ahead to cut out the inch the material and also went ahead to gather it. Sorry, I didn't know that my camera didn't record it. The length I use is 62 for each pieces. 62 is not kind of very enough, but that's what I have. Remember, I'm working with 2 years of material. So if you want your own to be full, you go ahead and use something like maybe 100 to 120 length, while the width depends on the length remaining after adding and subtracting. Okay, the next thing is to go ahead and measure my neck round, okay, to know the amount of fabric I'm going to be cutting. I went ahead and measured my neck. My neck actually gave me 16.25 after measurement. Okay, it gave me 16.25. Now I'm not going to be talking about the length. The length actually depends on you. Okay, I've gone ahead to cut out my desired length. What I'm going to be talking about is the width. The width should be 4 inch. Okay, now after that you go ahead and fold it like so into two. After also that, you go ahead and get the full length depending on your length divided by 2. Now when you get the middle part, you go ahead and divide your neck measurement. Mine was 16.25, so divided by 2 will give me 8.1 to 1025. Okay, I folded my tape to know what I'm getting. Now after doing that, go ahead and mark half on each side of your middle part like so. So I'll go ahead and place my tape and mark my 8.125 and also come over to the other side and mark my 8.125. So the part I marked, I'm going to be leaving them open while I close the rest of the side. Okay, so here I'm done closing the necessary parts while leaving the 16.25 inches at the middle open. All right, you can see how I went ahead and closed the down part, giving it a slant shape. Now after that, you go ahead and turn it to the right side carefully. Okay, after turning, you know there is no tailoring without ironing. You go ahead and iron yours beautifully. Then go ahead and fold your neckline and notch this. So the reason for notching is because you want your band to be equal on both sides. Okay, the band that you tie to be equal. So go ahead and notch the center of your neckline to the center of the open part and pin all the way down. Now you, after pinning, what you do is you're going to go ahead and stitch it using half inch like I'm demonstrating. Okay, I'm still pinning it at this point. Then after pinning and stitching, you go ahead and flip it over and also pin it down. Okay, like so. Also go ahead and stitch using half inch. I'm done doing that. So the next thing is to go ahead and cut out our small hand. Okay, I'll first of all rule my starting line, then from there I'll mark my desired length. I'm working with 6 plus 1 inch allowance, that's 7. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark my 7 and connect it into a horizontal line. All right, so the next thing is your armhole. You're going to divide whatever is your armhole. Remember my armhole was 7, so I'm going to do 7 divided by 2. Then I'll get my 3.5. I'll go ahead and place my tape at the starting point and come down by 3.5. Using my French curve, I'm going to connect it straight into a horizontal line. Now at that 3.5, you're going to place your tape at the close part and mark your full armhole. Mine is 7, so I'm going to mark 7 plus 1 inch allowance. Then at your desired length, you're going to mark your arm circumference divided by 2. So mine is 5.5 plus 1 inch allowance. I also mark it. Then go ahead and connect the two lines into a vertical line like so. Now coming up at the top part, you're going to curve it. So watch closely to see how I'm placing my French curve to curve. I'll do the first curving, okay, then I will now turn it nicely and curve it to touch the down line like so. Okay, so if you're having challenge in drafting out armhole, please indicate in the comment section so that I will take my time and make a full video concerning how to cut sleeves. Okay, after that I'll go ahead and cut out with my scissors. Then the fixing, I actually did it off camera. Okay, you go ahead and cut. Remember your sleeve is 2, so you go ahead and place it on another fabric and cut the exact thing. Then the fixing, I did it off camera. And yes, this is the final outcome of this wonderful tutorial. Okay, so I would advise, if you want yours to be fuller, your gathers to be fuller, you make use of 3 inches 3 yards of material. Okay, I had only 2 yards of material and I wanted it for this style, hence I went ahead and managed it. Okay, so if you've watched till this extent, please like, share, comment and subscribe. That will keep me going and keep this channel booming. Thank you.